Wonderful cultural dances. And now let's get back to the reason we are all here today, to celebrate world-renowned spiritual leader and humanitarian Amma's 66th birthday. It is time for all of us to find out more about Amma, her story, and all her humanitarian work she has done under Embracing the World. And for this, I would like to welcome Dr. Shiva Kumar, the Vice President of Amma New Zealand, who has flown all the way from Wellington to be here with us this evening. Thank you.
Pranams to the lotus feet of our spiritual master, Sadhguru Mada Amritanandamayi Devi. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this event. Priyanka Radhakrishnan, Labour MP, the Parliamentary Under Secretary for Ethnic Affairs, welcome, and Mr. Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi and Mrs. Bakshi, Mr. Venkatraman from Indian Newslink, Dr. Pamjit Parmar, welcome, Mr. Bill Marshall, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and I believe Mr. Michael Woods is not too far away, just arriving very soon from another event. And yeah, thank you so much for running from one event to another. Really appreciate this, for being here. The more important thing that we want to quickly share here is a description about who Amma is. The MC has done a bit of justice to explain who Amma is briefly, but I think we need to understand from a global perspective. So what we're going to do now is to play a 10 minutes video about Embracing the World that will actually explain to us who Amma Mada Amritanandamayi and her humanitarian work. Thank you. The original video of Embracing the World is almost 1.5 hours, and I'm not sure how Arun has done that to present it in 10 minutes. So just a glimpse of a lot of things which is happening. Thanks, Arun, for putting this video. So I'm not sure whether it has actually done justice to actually explain all the things that Embracing the World, all over the world, every part of the world, that people, the volunteers, are actually doing. So this is a simple map that shows all the places where the volunteers from Embracing the World have been doing the volunteering. So I would like to take a few minutes just to explain what Amma New Zealand has been doing. We have seen across the world a lot of things are happening, but Amma New Zealand has been trying to do little things, small things, but meaningful things all the time, trying to actually align to Embracing the World and Amma's vision of helping the poor and needy. And before that, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Michael Woods for being here, despite many things happening in Auckland today. So thank you, and Ilango Krishnamurthy, thank you, and Murali Kumar, thank you for being here as well, and all the community leaders and people who has been supporting Amma New Zealand in so many ways. So Amma New Zealand has been incorporated in 2007, so to promote Amma's message of peace, love, and compassion. And it is actually inspired by Embracing the World, so all the things that we are doing ties back to the primary vision of Embracing the World. And all these volunteers, we have coordinators in Wellington, Tauranga, Christchurch, in Rotorua, and of course most of the team is in Auckland. The activities actually comprise of certain categories. So some are spiritual, community-oriented, cultural, and environment. So I'm going to just mention a few of the things that we have been doing at least in the last 2 years. So spiritual, we have kirtan and meditation. Just now we had the opportunity to hear wonderful kirtan led by Adil and Nirjana. The team has done well. And we have a lot of meditation session which has been taught by the Swamiji who comes, the spiritual monk from Amma's ashram who has been coming regularly to teach us. So there will be satsang and spiritual discourse where the message of love from Amma's books and teachings has been discussed with the public. We also have meditative retreats, something that we all long to have this more frequent, but we could only have this when and as the spiritual monk Swamiji comes from India. There's also been yoga and meditation sessions. The integrated Amrita meditation has been taught in different parts of New Zealand. One of the photo down there, it's actually a program in Wellington. In fact, both the photos are from Wellington. I took the advantage of putting more Wellington photos, I guess. And we also have the International Yoga Festival in Kauai Purapura. We had the opportunity to actually participate. AmmNz New Zealand has always been part of the program organized in Kauai Purapura festivals. Community work, we have been having this Mother's Kitchen led by Mrs. Meera Surendran. So she and the team has been working hard in presenting Mother's Kitchen to the public by serving free meals through the Auckland City Mission. And in Wellington, we have also started free meals for homeless people. This is happening every Saturday in conjunction or in association with a few other like-minded community like ECTA and Coexistent. So every Saturday at 5 o'clock, we serve free meals for homeless people. And in conjunction with Amma's actual birthday yesterday, we also had a free meal distribution at the Night Shelter Wellington. White Ribbon Campaign, so Men Against Violence Towards Women and Children. So we actually promote the campaign itself by having talks. We invite the chairperson of the campaign and have events. And we ourselves, of course, take the pledge as well. And we work closely here in Auckland, the Auckland City Mission. AmmNz New Zealand has been partnering with them in providing some level of help that they need from time to time. And one of the things that happens quite regularly, I know, is the blood donation campaign in Auckland, Wellington, in different parts of the country as well. Individuals go and actually donate blood, but we also organize our friends and family to come together to do the blood donation. So there's been a lot of fundraiser to support certain organizations. So this is for Auckland City Mission, fundraiser using the garage sale, the money that we raised from there. It's been given to Auckland City Mission. And a movie screening, a movie fundraiser that we had to support the kidney kids in Auckland. And in Wellington, we had a Child Cancer Foundation Youth Line. To support that event, we had a dinner, and we actually had the opportunity to share the message of love from AmmNz in that event as well. So support to the New Zealand Red Cross, a significant amount of support has been given to Red Cross as well. And quite recently, we also had the fundraiser through a cultural show that primarily it was actually meant to raise funds so that we can use it to provide free breakfast for school children. So which we finally had managed to put things together and make it happen with a lot of support from the MP Louisa Wall and Bill Marshall, who has actually helped a lot in making this happen. So the launch will be happening shortly today. So that was one of the main fundraiser for the breakfast for school children. We also had a fundraiser using the drama, live stage drama, with a very popular artist from India, YG Mahendran, who came last year. So that has helped us to do a lot of events in Wellington. Tree planting is something that, especially the young people, the youth, has been doing this. Our youth, the youth wing has been driving this a lot, tree planting, and also they did an amazing work in the beach cleaning. So this is something that is very commendable. It's something that we are very proud that a large number of the youth has gone out to go and clean our beach over here. So we have been longing for Amma to visit New Zealand. Amma has been visiting Australia for the last 25 years, so we have been trying our best to invite Amma to New Zealand. I think it will happen in the near future. That is our wish, and I hope with all of you having the same wish and wanting this to happen, I'm sure Amma will one day visit, sooner I suppose, visit New Zealand. That's what we want. So we have been also having these events to tell about who is Amma and what Amma has been doing and what will happen, what's the kind of impact Amma will make when she visits New Zealand. So we have been talking about this in the recent time and gaining support from many people. So that is probably more than 10 minutes that have been allocated. So the presidency is staring at me that I should not be speaking more than now. But the most important part is now I would like to call upon the MP for Mount Roskill, Michael Woods, to come over and say a few words. At the same time, launch our next initiative, the free breakfast for school children. Please welcome.
Namaste, kia ora koutou katoa, and good evening all. It's a real pleasure to be here with you this evening. And firstly, for those of you who are from out of town, can I say welcome to Mount Roskill. This is one of the hearts of multicultural Auckland, and it's always a real delight for us to be able to host special community events like this one here in Mount Roskill. Now, I must admit, when I got the invitation to come along this evening, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said to my assistant Alamelu, who's somewhere here, I said to her, tell me about this this hugging saint, because I didn't know much. And she explained to me about Amma's work over many, many years and pointed me in the direction to read a little bit more. And I was really amazed and inspired by what I did read. And there were really 2 things that I took away from Amma's work, and I'm obviously by no means an expert. I'm only just getting a taste of it. And the 2 things that stood out for me were these. Firstly, Amma named the hugging saint, and it sounds like such a simple thing to hug someone, but when you see those images and the effect that it has on people, you see someone who really understands the fundamental human need for connection and love, and who is willing to give that generously and without reservation. And in our troubled world, that is a very, very powerful thing indeed. And the second thing that I read about was Amma's work on this idea of embracing the world and meeting the 5 basic needs of people. The need for food, for shelter, for healthcare, for education and livelihood. So understanding that human beings have both these emotional and spiritual needs, but also these practical real world needs, and finding ways all around the world, as we saw across 6 continents, of trying to help people in need who need help with those things. And so bringing together those physical needs and those emotional needs and those spiritual needs, that really is a way forward for us in our world. If more of us could take that kind of approach, this would be a much, much better world. So my eyes are really opened to the work of Amma, and I just wish to acknowledge you all as followers for the amazing volunteer work that you are doing to live out that mission here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And it's on that note that I'm really thrilled to be able to help to launch this wonderful schools breakfast program at James Cook High School in Manarewa. And as I was driving over here tonight, Alango Krishnamurti, who's our candidate for the council in Manarewa, was very excitedly telling me about this program and about the wonderful impact that it is going to be having on some of our students at James Cook High School, for them to have a nourishing meal that will fill their bellies, but also set them up so that they can have a day of learning, a day of being focused, a day of being able to achieve things. And we need that for our students. We have too many kids at the moment who are coming to school and they're not getting nourishing meals and they're not learning. And that has lifelong effects. So I think this is an absolutely wonderful program, and I really want to commend AmmNz New Zealand for taking this outstanding step. And it's my great pleasure to help launch it this evening. Once again, thank you for having me here, and God bless you on all of your work, especially on the 66th birthday of Amma. And let's hope that maybe on the 67th or the 68th, you might be able to have her here in the flesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Michael Wood. So, as he mentioned, that the school, James Cook, is just the first of many schools that we hope that we can actually support. I would like to call upon Patricia Wiley, our former secretary, to give a small token of appreciation to Michael Wood. Patricia has done a lot of work for the past many years in AmmNz, New Zealand. And though she's not the current secretary, but she helps in so many ways till now. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Michael Wood. Next, can I call upon Ms. Priyanka Radhakrishnan to say a few words about Amma and about AmmNz New Zealand. So she has Amma close to her heart, that I'm sure that we'd like to hear from her. Thank you.
Namaskaram, kia ora koutou katoa, and my pranams as we celebrate Amma's 60th birthday to her. 66th birthday. We're here to celebrate, as Michael mentioned, someone who is a humanitarian, a guru, and an absolute visionary who's practiced what she's preached her entire life. I actually had a very quick darshan of Amma when I was a child, when she visited Singapore. And that darshan, I can understand the emotions that people have when they see her, because she embodies the compassion, the love, and the kindness that she talks about and spreads. And that brief meeting led my mother to read Amma's biography, and she shared aspects of what she read in that biography with me over the years, and talked about how Amma, as a child in a little village in Kerala, was moved by the intense poverty and the suffering that she saw, and was driven to push for change even as a child, which was sometimes difficult for many to see. But she actually practices Advaita, that she preaches, not through academic knowledge, but through bhakti, through the love that she spreads, through the fact that she doesn't discriminate between people at all. She sees the divinity within and the divinity without, and is an absolute inspiration, I feel, to us all. Her life has been one of selfless service, and we've seen that manifest and unfold globally through the video that we saw today. And we see it in all of you here in New Zealand. The work that Siva's outlined, I think, really comprehensively, the work that you do with Mother's Kitchen through the Auckland City Mission, the disaster relief post-cyclone Gita in Tonga, and all the other humanitarian work that you do for the upliftment of our communities here in New Zealand. And I want to thank you all for that. I want to end, though, with a quote that I read when I was just looking up a little bit more about the work that AmmNz New Zealand does, but also Amma's Foundation internationally. And this was a quote that stuck out to me. And she says, "May we see others' pain as our pain, and their happiness as our happiness. Just as one hand spontaneously reaches out to soothe the other hand when it's in pain, may we all console and support others as we would ourselves." And so on that note, can I thank Simi, the entire executive team, and all of you for the wonderful work that you do for us here across Aotearoa. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka, for the kind words. Can I please call upon Mrs. Mini Kurup to come forward to give a token of appreciation to Priyanka, please. She is the secretary of AmmNz New Zealand. She works very hard and makes sure that a lot of things are done timely, according to schedule. So, Mini Kurup. Thank you. We also would like to call Mr. Bill Marshall to come forward. And can the President, Semi Sedu, come and give a token of appreciation to Bill, who has been instrumental helping us in many ways in getting the particular school available for us to provide this support.
Well, just a brief word from me. Obviously, Mana Rewa is very pleased, very glad to be a recipient of AmmNz's work. I'm very familiar, of course, with James Cook High. We do a lot of work. Lewissa Wall, our MP, and myself do a lot of work with James Cook High. And to have AmmNz involved in that school, helping with those students, we're very pleased. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. On the president of AmmNz New Zealand, Mrs. Simi Sedu. I know she has been working very hard, not only for this event, for many other events, and guiding the entire team in getting a lot of work done. Of course, she has a very good team that supports her, but Simi has been the pillar of AmmNz New Zealand. Please welcome Simi.
Thank you, Shiva, coming from Wellington all the way up here, helping us and supporting us all the time. Firstly, I thank my Guru, Amma, for helping us to have a successful program with all of you here. Also, we all can feel the divine grace and energy for organizing and once again making it a grand success. This is a hard job, thanking, because when I moved to this country about 7 years ago, and when I started connecting with people, we were there, we were existing, but we were not there, we were not out there yet. Every time we go to Amma, please come to New Zealand. We are all waiting there. Amma says, work hard. What is this work hard? We know. I know all of Amma devotees over here, we know what she is asking us to do is selfless service. Go out in the community, do the work. This is all she's saying. So now, she's been guiding us, she's been sending people from the ashram, swamis from the ashram, to train us, meditation, spirituality, but above all, what she wants us to do is this, right? So, a couple of years ago, I was elected as a president, and I could say I was naive, didn't have much expertise around the communities, but when I looked around, and when I started connecting with people, there are few people who stood with me, guided me, mentored me. They're all here with me today. Thank you very much. I would like to call out few names here. Mr. Venkatraman, Mr. Ilango Krishnamurthy, Mr. Murli, and of course Mr. Murli's mother, Mrs. Radha. I don't know whether she's here. She was being a great support to us. And all my community friends. I have few of my friends and the community leaders from AmmNz, Auckland Malayalam Samajam, Auckland Tamil Association. Above all, this year, about a couple of months ago, I started connecting with HOTA, Hindu Council, HSS. They're all here to support me with this event today. My sincere thanks. When we started planning Amma's birthday this year, okay, how are we going to different this year? We want to invite Amma to New Zealand. Okay. If we have to invite Amma to New Zealand, we cannot do it without the help of these government officials and party officials and community leaders. There was a thought, okay, then this is the time, Amma's 60th birthday, we need to introduce embracing the world to New Zealand and the leaders over here. Then we jotted down the list of people that we want to invite. Oh, this is the only hall available on this date, and this is the only date. Actually, Amma's birthday was yesterday. When we approached this wonderful lady who always assists all of us getting these MPs down here and the leaders over here. None other than Mrs. Alamelo. Thank you so much. Now, when we looked at the calendar for Mr. Michael Woods, Mrs. Priyanka, Ms. Paramjit Kaur, Mr. Bakshi, all of them are booked for 2 events today. 2 or 3? 2. This is the 4th event. Please, a big round of applause for our leaders who are seated in the front. This is the 4th event they are attending. Thank you very much. When Ms. Paramjit Palmer walked in, she came with a smile. Simi, I need to keep this somewhere because I can't say no to the previous team because I've collected some gifts over here and some food packets. Can you please keep it aside? There. Once again, a big thank you. Sorry, we couldn't invite each of you to the stage today to speak, but thank you so much for coming and being part with us today. Now, we all are here. I am here. I've been working around, meeting. Most of you have seen me as Amma New Zealand, right? Now, there's a big team working behind me. Can I call up my committee to walk up to the stage and be with me at this moment, please? Mrs. Grishma Sudhakaran, she's the secretary for the president and the secretary for the secretary. She does everything at the background. That's Dr. Shivakumar, you heard him. He's in Wellington. He put all his Wellington pictures on the presentation and took away all the Auckland pictures and other destinations. That's Dr. Shiva. Mrs. Minnie Kurup, oh my God, she's a terror. She will not let go any of the document without she scanning through it. 150% attention to detail, exactly what Amma preaches, awareness. I don't have to introduce the person, Adil Surendran, oh my God. He's our Kirtan supporter. If anyone who's really interested in musicals, he's going to play Joseph. It's coming up next month. Please ask him for more information. I'm not updated with it yet. Okay, this person. She's been our treasurer for I don't know how many years. She's behind us with the bills and accounts and Simi, this is too expensive. Simi, this is, you have wasted our money. This is what she says us. We are missing our Mother's Kitchen coordinator here on the stage, Mrs. Meera Surendran. She has been part of our committee all the time. Now, Rahul Ramanan, he is doing his postgraduate, I don't know what course, he's every year studying, but without him, today when I saw him after about few months, I said, I feel comfortable. So he is our backbone for everybody. Arun has just moved from Singapore. So Amma Singapore has lost him and we gained it. Yeah? So that's him. He does our all. If you had noticed our Facebook pages recently, you will see a lot of videos coming up, good pictures coming up. He is the master behind that. So this is my committee, and we have other co-committee key members who keeps us supporting. Apart from all, I would like to thank you today, Dr. Danya Shrikant, Tapasya School of Dance, Malavika Chakravarti, who is used to be my colleague, now she's my colleague's wife. So we are always together. She performed the SMS, she was leading the SMS dance today. and my own group, the Tamil Cultural, Tamil Folk Dance Team. So we prepared this for the last week's South Indian Festival. So thank you girls for coming and performing again. Well done. Neelima, can I call you up on stage? Thank you. Neelima is from Tauranga. Can you believe she's the one who initiated Amma New Zealand, or be the backbone? She started Amma New Zealand. It was called as Mata Amrita. That's in 2007. This female, she has been blessed to stay at the ashram at the age of 16 few years, I guess. And she came here and she said, Amma's message needs to be spread here. That's how this organization started here. So did I leave anybody? No. Okay, so this is, sorry Neelima, forgotten last time. Now, I would like to say thank you to Biju Surendran and the team. And Mr. Shiva, who has come up with these lights. And of course, my family, my husband, children, who were all worked together to put up this thing. Okay, there's one more small acknowledgement, and we would like to thank you, Mr. Surendran. I don't know whether he's here. He is, for any festival or anything that we would like to do, he is there to support with his seva of providing food, cooking food, or providing raw materials or providing guidance. Mr. Surendran from the Sai group, thank you if you're here. I think I have thanked everyone. Maybe I have missed out few. Apologies if I have, but thank you everyone. Okay, this is a problem here. So my daughter comes and says, please thank my friend Meha. She's been a great volunteer over the last few years with us. And she's a classmate of Niranjana from year 9, and then they worked together. Now, I was so proud to watch them doing the show initially. Well done, Meha. Thank you. I think it's a long list if I have to mention each one of you, but thank you. Thank you all once again. Now, this is not the end of the show. And sorry, we have combined this presentation and vote of thanks, everything together, because we had to accommodate our leaders today because they are attending the 4th event. And that's why it's all comprised between 8 and 8:30. But we have a wonderful performance waiting. What is that? Navratri from tomorrow. Here comes Parthi and team. And it has been choreographed and assisted by Namrita. Thank you. Thank you, team.